Hello and welcome along. First ride test of this, the R66S from Lexmoto. If you haven't seen the walk around video, go and have a look at that first, where we did the overview of all the spec on the bike. But just over 11 kilowatt, which gives you 14 and I think about 14.75 horsepower, so it's right on the limit of CBT. They reckon this thing will do around about 63 mile an hour, but obviously it's a brand new bike and we have to run it in, so we won't be doing that on this bike today. Have a quick overview though. Rad to the front, coolant fans just behind there, coolant top up just to the side, easy enough to get into the spark plug, pop this air box off, or pop this fake box off, get into the spark plug right down the back there. Rear brake fluid and your front brake fluid are in clear reservoirs, just sets it off, makes it look a little bit nicer. 6-speed box as well, and a nice big 140/90/15 tyre to the rear, and an 18 on the front with a 110/90/18 on the front. Nice looking bike though, all LED, and good view of that rear stoplight as well, so the position and rear stoplight just behind your pillion seat. Peg positions are very good, front facing pegs as well, so you've got your front mounted pegs, side stand on this bike as well, but you do have an option if you want to buy the main stand. So I prefer a bike with just a side stand only, especially on a cruiser, because the main stand drags the floor. But there is the option to get yourself a main stand for this as well. So let's have a quick look at the dash. You've got your fuel on one side, your coolant temperature the other, your rev counter runs around the top, just here, big miles an hour, traction control and ABS. You can turn the traction control off on this button on the right hand side by holding for 5 seconds. Now, what a lot of the dealers haven't covered is when the bike arrives, it's set in kilometres. Yes, it is. How do you flip it over to miles an hour? And no one knows. Very simple. Turn your ignition off, hold your pass light to the back for 5 seconds, turn the ignition on, it will kick over into miles per hour. That's how you do it. So, use the pass light to set up your miles an hour. Very similar to the Renegades, they had the same feature on them, but no one's told you how to put it into miles an hour or how to flip it back into case. Hold the pass light, very easy. Bar position is very good, it's set on a nice rake back, which means you've got straight arms on this, but you've got a great view out of the mirrors on this, and I would say I've literally got about 10% of my shoulder in those mirrors. Mirrors are set very wide and a great view to the rear. First gear comes down the bottom, you've got a gear position indicator there, and it is a 6-speed box on this. So, seating position, legs tucked nicely under the tank, feet forward position, and it feels very similar to riding a Michigan, but it's got the Detroit feel as well. So feels really good when you first ride in it. And for all of you that are saying it hasn't got a registration plate on the bike, how are you riding it? I have a trade plate that is mounted to my bike, to my back, for ride test purposes. So let's just get through the box really quick. 4th, 5th, up into 6th gear, 40 mile an hour, gets there very quick. So it's one of the new range of the E5.5 bikes that have upped the horsepower. LXR's done it, the LXS has done it, the D2's got it as well. They've upped the horsepower on all the engines now, and this one runs about 14.75, but we put all the technical spec up on the screen around about now. Up on the screen here for about the next 10 seconds you will see all the technical spec of the bike. Right, we're going to scoot to the outside lane, drop a right hand indicator, and we're going to have a run on a slightly different route. And obviously there are a few videos of this being ridden, and it's mostly country lanes, people just pottering about on a country lane, or people in a showroom just showing you what it is like. But obviously, me, unbiased review. I'm either going to like this bike or I am going to absolutely hate it. First feel, it feels very comfortable. That seat is lovely and snug on the backside and tucks you in nicely. The bar position keeps you nice straight arm, so it feels like you are actually riding a cruiser style bike. Feels really good, first impressions of the ride. But then obviously, what's it going to be like going down through the box? Well, I have got a habit of obviously rev matching down. What I will do, the next set of traffic lights, if we have to slow down, I'm just going to click through the box. But the box on this feels very nice. Lovely soft gear changes on this. Feels really good. We're going to duck in over this side, keep myself positioned. I'm not going to filter, because obviously 40 mile an hour I'm going to inhibit road users. So, nice LED display down the front, very easy to see it as well, just looking over the top of the bars, and even in bright sunlight like I've got today, I can see that display really well. So just working through the box up to 6th gear. And it is very windy today, but am I getting buffeted about? Absolutely not, but I've got a really good view out of those mirrors of the traffic behind. Knees position is literally, I'm about halfway up the tank now. I've got 32-inch legs, so if you happen to be about 6'4" and you're built like the proverbial Man Mountain, you've still got loads of leg room to get onto this bike. And if you're a shorter rider, obviously your knees are going to come lower, so it's going to suit most people of all different leg lengths, even if you happen to be the giant haystack or the proverbial shorter person of 5 foot and upwards. So just clicking down through the box and just letting the clutch out. The gear changes on it are very, very sweet. It's a really nice gearbox on this, which makes a change from most Chinese bikes have a really clunky gearbox. This is lovely and smooth, absolutely beautiful. Hand position to get to all the controls, very easy once again. And you may notice that I have changed up my gloves. So we are in Frank Thomas gloves. Thanks to the guys from Frank Thomas for sending them. Now these gloves are slightly different. These are the summer gloves that you can get from Frank Thomas. And you've got the leather to the inside. You've got a little bit of like suede liner where your thumb and first finger go. But the idea being, on the back of your right and your first finger is suede, which means I can put my finger up and wipe my screen in wet weather. And the easiest way to get water off the side of your helmet if it is raining is just to turn your head to the side for a second. Keep your eyes forward, but just turn your head sideways. That will get rid of the rain off of your visor should it be a rainy day and you're wondering, oh, I have to keep wiping my visor. Just turn your head sideways, it will do the job. LED all round on it, and those indicators you can see down there are very bright, so road users are going to see you. So fresh tyres, it's literally got 2 miles on the clock. We're going to tip it in and just see how good these tyres are. And it corners very nicely. It is very sweet on the corners. Just flick it back, lean it over. It really does handle well. And just through the roundabout, left, right and the left, lovely, absolutely lovely, can't fault it, absolutely lovely. So let's have Rev's reach score. So rideability, absolutely lovely. I'm going to give this a full 10 out of 10. Economy, they reckon this thing will do around about 118 to the gallon if you take it easy and don't rag it. So once again, on economy, it's a full 10 out of 10. Affordability, now here we go. This is up the top end of the market, and if you saw the spec when it came up on the screen earlier here, the price would have been in there. It is up the top end of the scale, but as I say, you're getting a good bike for the money. It's got the Zhongsheng ZY125 engine, and most of the engines that come out of Zhongsheng are pretty darn good, which is where you tend to get most of your underbits as well. So everybody that knocks the Chinese bikes, oh, they're made of Chinesium, they do rot. No, they don't. Most Chinese bikes, excuse me, are absolutely ragged out of an inch of their life out of the box. They're not maintained and they're not run in, and that is where you're going to get your issues. Yes, the build quality has got a lot better from the first ones, but you do have to use plenty of anti-corrosion to keep these bikes clean, a little bit more than probably your British or your Japanese bikes, but if it's maintained and looked after, it will last you ages. If you maintain any bike, it will last you ages. So don't go knocking Chinese bikes until you've ridden one. And obviously there are some right dogs out there, but this is not one of them. This is basically a wolf in sheep's clothing. It looks darn good, it sounds good, and it feels good. It rides absolutely beautiful. Comfort, which is the C of my reach score. Comfort, I can't fault it. I've got bent legs, flat feet. It absolutely feels nice. So comfort, I'm going to give it a 10. And obviously H is for handling. Well, this thing flicks around really easy. It is a heavier bike, a little bit heavier than your standard Chinese bikes, but it feels really good, and it handles exceptionally well with these big wide bars on it. So we'll have to do some further ride tests on this, which we probably will when a customer buys one. We'll take it out for a longer run, find some nice country lanes to go and ride on. But it is available from Eclipse Motorcycles, and you can give our ride team a call. Main bike line 01908 822 458. Option 2 will get you through to the bike sales team. Main garage number 01908 643 603. That will get you through option 2. Once again to the bike sales team, or if you're booking services, tyres, MOTs, we do everything bike related. We look forward to taking your call, and until then, from Rev, be well, ride safe, and it's a big goodbye from me.